Sam, you've told me about Easter, but how about Halloween? Is Halloween bad? Yes, it is. Well, can you tell me about the history of Halloween? Okay. Before we go into the history, let's look at what Jesus says about this subject. In 3 John 1:11, it says, "Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of God, but he who does evil has not seen God." And Romans 12:9 says, "Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good." And lastly, 1 Thessalonians 5:21 and 22 says, "Test all things. Hold fast what is good. Abstain from every form of evil." This might not be new to you, but God hates evil. Maybe what you may not understand is that He wants you to hate evil as well, so now I'm going to prove to you why Halloween is evil. Many people think that if they don't contribute with the devils and goblins, and they put on so-called nice harmless costumes, it is fine to celebrate it. Or maybe because they think if they do it at their church, it is fine to celebrate it. Now that you understand that God hates evil and wants us to move from it, let me tell you the history of Halloween. Halloween is often looked as harmless and childish play, but it is serious in the occult world. Witchcraft, Wicca, Satanism and paganism believe on the night of Halloween spirits and devils are released. They perform the most satanic and hideous rituals on the night of Halloween. Halloween glorifies death and worship to Baal or the devil. Let's go into the ancient Druids. Halloween began over 2,000 years ago, in the 2nd or 3rd BC among the Celtics and their pagan priests, called the Druids. The Druids are thought to be by many histories kings of the occult. Witchcraft, Satanism, paganism and virtually all facets of the occult acquire instruction from the Druids. Halloween can be traced back to Samhain, the ancient Celtic harvest festival honoring the Lord of the Dead, also known as the Lord of Darkness, also known as Lucifer. Druids were devil worshippers. The Druids recognized summer and winter seasons. They celebrated 2 special nights of the year, Beltane and Samhain. Beltane took place on May 1st and marked the birth of summer. Samhain occurred on November 1st. It is signified the death of summer. Samhain means summer's end. Just search Samhain summer's end and you will see the start and end. The word Samhain does not look how it's pronounced. Samhain is a night celebrating death and hell. It was the Druids' most important ritual. It was a terrifying night of human sacrifices, and it was the original Halloween. So Halloween and Samhain are the same thing? But let's keep going. The Druids' New Year started on November 1st, so obviously their New Year's Eve is October 31st. The Druids believed that on this night all of the people who died in the past year would rise up and search for their passageway to the netherworld. On this night the passageway or veil between both worlds was its pinnace their lord. Samhain would roam the earth in search of these souls to capture them and take them to the world of darkness. To this day some people put lights on the window to help the dead find their way and keep Lord Samhain away from taking them. The Word Book Encyclopedia states, the Celtics believed that the dead could walk among the living at this time. The living could visit with the dead. This ancient belief was even paired with the ability of some people to communicate with the spirits of the dead. And as Samhain this was something to be embraced, even celebrated, they felt they surely could find some way to capitalize communicating to these spirits by gathering a co-power or the spirits giving them knowledge, etc. So this where Halloween and its custom started with the Celtics and their pagan devil-worshipping priests, the Druids. So as we move more into history we go to beginning of the 7th history where we see Pope Gregory I. The Roman Catholic Church was moving around with their world domination in the name of God, and they were now seeking a mass conversion of Brighton and Ireland were of course where the Celtics were from, in order to assist the conversion instead of doing away with the native customs and belief the Pope adopted them. They didn't do away with Samhain, they adopted it but changed the name Samhain to the Roman Catholic Church was now All Saints' Day. In the 8th century Pope Gregory III is said to have moved the date of All Saints' Day from May 13th to November 1st again. The same day as Samhain he did this when he dedicated a chapel St. Peter in honor of All Saints' Day. All Saints' Day, also called All Hallows' Day, Hallow Mass, or Feast of All Saints, in the Catholic Church is a day commemorating all the saints of the Church, both known and unknown, who have attained heaven. This is the day of celebration and prayer to the dead saints. This is not biblical in the slightest. In Latin America this time is also known as the Day of the Dead, again with people praying to the dead. So October 31st, the night before All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, is the time of the most intense activity, both human and supernatural. They believe it allows the souls of the dead to come back to earth and welcome on the living on this day. This is the eve of All Hallows Day. Let me break it down. The day before All Hallows Day, October 31st, was recognized as All Hallows Eve. Remember, All Saints' Day is also known as All Hallows Day. Hallow, replacing saints. Hallow as a verb is to honor as holy, but as a noun it means saint. In is a contraction of eve or evening before. Halloween, Hallow plus the eve of All Hallows Day. This is the day where people worship the dead. Halloween is a lot like Christmas. The Roman Catholic Church adopted it to appease their comforts and try to place a holy name and cause around a pagan devil-worshipping tradition. Now that you know where Halloween comes from, let's talk about the customs and practices that are associated with Halloween. Going back to the Druids, because again this tradition comes from them, the Druids performed horrifying human sacrifices and other vile rituals during Samhain. This is also where the origin of bonfires came from. The word bonfire actually comes from the word bonfire, which was all that was left after the sacrificial ceremonies were ended. To obtain offerings to these bonfires, Druid priests would go from home to home, asking for animals and humans. Those who gave were prized prosperity in the coming year, and those who did not were cursed and threatened. Now on to trick-or-treating. Some people thought they could exorcise these spirits from their presence, meaning cast them out or free themselves from any evil sway one of them might bring. It was believed that all of the wandering spirits would get hungry by setting out food for these spirits, even providing shelter of some kind for them. You could appease them. If the living didn't provide enough food or treats or for these spirits, the spirits could easily reciprocate or trick the living in many ways. Many feared the terrible things which may happen to them if they didn't honor the holiday and the spiritual manifestations throughout, so they left out food and treats for the spirits. This is where we see the beginning of trick-or-treat. It's the demons saying to you, "Give me something or else I will torment you." What in the world? Halloween costumes. The very people who went to burn animals and humans to death feared the spirits they thought to be so powerful on this night. They believed they could escape the wrath of evil spirits by wearing ghostly or ghoulish costumes themselves. They thought by disguising themselves to look like evil spirits, the wandering spirits of the earth might mistake them for one of their own and leave them alone. This is why people dressed up in costumes on Halloween in the past. They were hiding from the spirits and demons which were roaming the earth. Jack-o'-lanterns. The original jack-o'-lantern was not a pumpkin or turnip, but a severed human head. The Druids reverenced the the human head. They proudly decorated their houses and temples with bloodied severed heads. The Druids believed the heads house the soul. It is believed that faces rather than other images or symbols were originally carved onto the pumpkin because they gave the jack-o'-lantern the look of a head. The subs of ancient times believed that the head was the most sacred part of the human body, for it housed a person's immortal soul. When people make jack-o'-lanterns, they are representing human severed heads. Now I have explained to you the history of Halloween. Question yourself, is it really right to celebrate this pagan holiday with awareness that it is bad? No, thank you for telling me about the history of Halloween. You're welcome. Thank you for watching.